And Steve, go ahead and let Elliot in. And I'd like to welcome our returning champion of 2025, Elliot Goldberg. Yeah, Elliot, welcome. Let's see what you got this time. First regular show of 2026. Yeah, okay, I feel like a cheerleader. Where are my pom-poms? Okay. I got in trouble for that in high school. That's another story. All right. Let's see. Rooster says King Crimson in the Court of Crimson King is his favorite. Alice says I'm in freezing New York. I don't know if that's a debut album. Oh, that's where you're located. Where in New York? My wonderful wife who's on board, Enja, is from the North Bronx. And we're going to look at some comments here. Chime in with where you are, your favorite debut album. I'll go last. We'll get going. Calling from Connecticut. Renee has not moved. They have not kicked her out yet, which means it's probably imminent. Renee, Korn is her favorite, I happen to know, debut album. And those of you new to this, again, I'm on a big screen. So if I look over here, I see you folks. If I look over here, I see my controls. If I look here, I see what you see. I'm looking at the game. All right. Well, there's all kinds of stuff. Angela Bofill, her debut album was amazing. I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to look that up. That's weird. We live in the same house, and I don't even know what you're talking about. Wait, that's normal. Lauren says, this is Steve using my wife's computer. Oh, hey, Steve. Favorite debut album is probably The Cars. That's interesting. Nice one. That's kind of a deep cut, I think, in a way. Not that they're obscure, but they didn't exactly have like a really long career and a really vast, anthology and discography. So that's kind of cool. And as Steve says, go ahead and put your real names. And the room code is SGJS. So what you want to do is you want to log on, and you'll hear me repeat this over and over for people coming and going, coming and going. And you want to log on to ccg.buzz. For me, it works best if I do it on it's invisible, my mobile device. And then I watch it on a laptop or a PC, watch the game. But on your other tab in a separated browser, log on to ccg.buzz and put that code in. Put in your real name, please, your first and last name, or it makes it hard to reward the prizes when you win. And we're doing that differently too now. You all get to give me a prize if you win. Different. Just kidding. Actually, it is a prize for me when people win. I just love doing this. So go ahead and give you a moment to log in, and I'll explain how this all works. Let's look at some more comments. Ashbury Park. Hey, Paul Rates. Nice. Okay. Angela. Oh, that's Enja again. Ooh, Kiss from Elliot Goldberg. Nice. All right. So I think we'll get started. If everyone's logged in, hopefully. If you're not, chime in and say, I need more time. We'll pause from time to time when new people join. Steve will give them the rundown behind the scenes. But here's how it works. There's 3 general rounds. Each round has 8 questions. The theme today, since it's January, the debut month of the year, 2026, can you believe it? Seems like it was just 1978. It does. 3 general rounds, each have a different twist to the theme debut album trivia. And then the 4th round is for the winners only to play. The winners of each round, you can cheer them on. The winner of each of those first 3 rounds gets a predetermined prize that Enja picked out under my suggestion to go hunting. And then the winner of the winners round gets to spin a virtual prize wheel, which I'll have up on the screen. In fact, let's take a look at that. That would be, actually, let's put on some thinking music while I do this. Oh, there it is. So here's your prize wheel. if you win the whole thing, you can be a guest VJ on Drum Talk TV. You can get 3 months of premium, a year of premium membership. My marketing books, I have 3 marketing books in a series, not just for musicians, but for any business. And if you already have premium and you win premium, we'll figure out something else. There you go. Okay. So the quicker you answer the correct answer, the more points you get. After each answer, you'll see the leaderboard populate and you'll be able to see where you are. In the third round, if I remember, or if Aisha, Steve, or Angela reminds me, we will put fake names up for you. And I have one little button that'll do that. And we won't know who's winning until the end of that round, except for the person whose name is winning. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to close my window of the chat, and I'm going to give a brief introduction of the first round. There it is. Notes for them. So here we go. We're going to have 8 trivia questions featuring artists or bands who released 1 album total. They only had a debut album and never released another album of any kind. No, only studio album language, no technicalities. Genres span rock, metal, adjacent genres, funk, soul, pop, and alternative rock. That's a mouthful. That's a lot to know, which means just guess. Just guess. We've seen people guess. There's Caitlin's coming on board. So we'll wait a moment and I'll cue up the first question. Let's go to the game. We're going to turn up the volume on the music and the effects and hold on to something tight. This is going to be fun. Jinda Lee is joining us as well. Give them a moment to put in the code. Stephen will give it to them. And then I promise no more extended pauses. And when we're halfway through this round, I'm going to show you some really neat stuff that's happening on Drum Talk TV in Drum Talk TV Brilliance, our membership site, which you can join for free. Or if you want the whole ball of wax, not just a couple like drippings of a candle, but the whole ball of wax, you can join for only $12 a month. It's less than a bucket of pizza, an extra value meal, or a bucket of chicken. Did I say a bucket of pizza? I want a bucket of pizza suddenly. All right, here we go. Question 1. Which punk rock album was the debut by the Sex Pistols? Was it London Calling, Rocket to Russia, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, or Never Mind the Bollocks? Here's the Sex Pistols. Right? Here's how it works. Now we get to take a look at the guesses. Ooh, a little bit of everything. I always like to see that. I have mad respect for those of you guessing, and often the guesses win. So here we go. Angela guessed, and she won. She got me. So let's see what happens here. There we go. It's Never Mind the Books. Here's the Sex Pistols, and there's our leaderboard. Returning champion, Paul Wrights, followed by Renee Mirsky, another returning champion, followed by Steve Colley. Elliot, returning champion of the whole year last year. Lauren Colley, or rather that's Adam, I think. Ruben Sanchez, Chin, Steve. Welcome, Chin, unless I've got that wrong, Adam. No, I think that's you. All right, here we go. Next question, question 2 of 8, round 1. What album marked the debut and only released by British jangle pop band The La's? Was it called The La's? Definitely maybe. Parklife or The Stone Roses? 3 seconds. A little bit more guessing. That's okay. That's okay. Welcome, welcome. The La's. It's not always the title of the band, so sometimes those may throw you for a loop. Steve jumps on top, followed by Lauren, Elliot, Paul, Ruben, Chin, Michael, and Steve is holding everybody else at the waterline with floaties and a pool noodle. The rest of you, get above the waterline. Get above the waterline. Don't be afraid to guess. Question 3. Which album was the sole release by the short-lived supergroup Blind Faith? Was it Wheels of Fire, Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs, Blind Faith, or Disraeli Gears? That's like the cheapest sounding. It's not even a gong, right? It's like a grandfather clock, but just one bang. Okay, it's 1 o'clock somewhere. Ooh, 88% for Blind Faith, 13% for Wheels of Fire, which was a Cream album, therefore Blind Faith. Steve still on top, followed by Lauren Elliott. Nice on the scoring already into the 2.5 hundreds. Question 4, and then we'll pause for a commercial break. What was the only album ever released by Seattle supergroup Temple of Dog? Was it Temple of Dog, 10, Super Unknown, or Dirt? Quick sip of tea. Guesses are a little bit of everything. The majority for my favorite year, 63%, the year I was born, gave that away. Now y'all know I'm not 41. No laughing. Temple of Dog, there you go. Steve still on top, followed by Elliot. Chin bumps up a bit. Renee, Lauren, Paul, Ruben hanging in there. Rooster's on the board with 3 digits. First time playing, first time offender. Here we go. Oh, let's do this. Let's show there. Here's what you win for each round of the first 3 rounds. Ready? A book. Whoop, that's weird. Let's fix that. Well, you can see what it is. It's a book all about debut albums, the greatest debut albums. So there you go. By Pat Tobin. What? By Pat Tobin. Okay, there you go. And we might as well tip into this. This is happening tomorrow. Any minute now.
Hello, I'm Oliver Wakeman, and I'm doing an interview and a fan Q&A session for the Drum Talk TVBrilliance.com membership site. This is a site which, although it has the word drummer in the title, is not just for drummers, but it's for all music fans. This will be broadcast live Wednesday, January 21st, 11 a.m. Pacific US time, 2 p.m. Eastern US time, and 7 p.m. UK time. I'll be talking about projects and upcoming tours that are going on, as well as the recent news about the 20th anniversary reissue of my album Mother's Ruin. And then it's over to you. You'll be able to hop online, on camera, and ask me your own questions. Just read the details in the post about how you can do all that. All the information is down there. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
There we go. And for those of you who don't know, that's one of Rick Wakeman's sons. And he's downplaying it. And I love that because he's so down to earth. But he and his father, Rick, are doing the entire performance of the King Arthur album at the O2 Arena. So you'll be able to ask him about that and talk about that as well. So let's move on with the second half of round 1. Question 5. Which alternative rock album was the debut and only released by Mad Season? Core, Above, Jar of Flies, or Poiple if you're in New Jersey? Okay, no one went for Poiple. Okay, is it because I mispronounced it? And it's Above. The album was Above. Elliot, the returning champion of all of 2025, jumps on top, followed by Steve, Chin, Renee, Lauren, Ruben, Paul, Mike, Jake, Chris, Michael, Steve, still holding everybody at the waterline. Grab a floaty. Grab a floaty. Question 6 of 8. Which prog rock supergroup with the players who had previously played together released only a debut album? Was it UK, Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe, FM, or Transatlantic? I just realized something funny with the controls. Sorry. And a little bit of everything. ABWH got the most, followed by FM, who, by the way, I saw open for Rush on the, I think, Signals. It was this, no, the album before Signals. What was that? Moving Pictures, I guess? Yeah, because then they got Ben Mink, the violin player from FM, to play on a song on Signals. Anyhow, I digress. Here we go. It is Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe. That's right. That's right. Look at that. Steve's on top now. Anything can happen, folks. All of a sudden, you see Adam leap to the top, followed by Jinda Lee. You never know. Trust me. Have fun. Sit back. Relax. Question 7 of 8. What soul-infused hip-hop album was the only album Lauryn Hill ever released as a solo artist? Her debut as a solo artist in the last one. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, Mama's Gun, Voodoo, or Brown Sugar? Someone stole your nickname, hon. Enja, it's so dark in there. What's up with that? Oh, Okay, no one for brown sugar. The Miseducation of Lauren Hill. Steve's on top, followed by another Lauren. Is that Lauren Hill in disguise? Chin Elliott Paul. Just waiting for that question. I know I got that one right. Nice. All right, last question of round one. Then we'll see the first person to get the book. Here we go. Which album was the debut and only released by punk band Operation Ivy? Was it Energy? And Out Come the Wolves? Punk Drublick or Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Energy and Out Come the Wolves. Punk and Drublick. Nobody for Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, because everyone either doesn't know what that is at all and is afraid of it, or you know exactly what it is and know that that's not the answer. There you go. It's Energy. There you go, which means yeah. So we have a new first-time winner, I believe, Steve Cawley. Aisha will reach out to you in the chat. She'll get your information. We'll get that book out to you. Welcome and congratulations, Steve. Where are you located? You can turn your mic on if you'd like, or you can type in the chat, whichever's easiest.
In Philly. We're in Philly.
Oh, cool. You're in Philly. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Good going. And while I set up the next game, Steve is going to tell you what we have coming up for the next few months worth of game shows, all the different themes. And maybe you'll say, oh, that's my jam. Oh, I don't know, but I want to learn about that. Oh, I know that one inside and out. So go ahead, Steve. It's all yours while I change out the game to round two.
All right, so at the moment for February 3rd, we have the theme as B-sides to singles, which is fitting because it's the second month, so second side, you know. February 17th will be love songs, you know, close to Valentine's Day, so there's that. March 3rd, we have Trios Majority Rules edition, so very appropriate since that'll be on 3/3 on that date. And Majority Rules is a different type of game. It's you choose the answer that you think most people will choose rather than what's necessarily the correct answer. So that will be fun. March 17th, of course, St. Patrick's Day. So it's Luck of the Irish, anything Irish or luck related music trivia. And then April 14th, we have drummers new to a band trivia. So think of bands where at certain points the drummer joined and stuff involving that. And April 28th, we have live albums trivia. May 5th, we have women in music trivia. And May 19th, we have 60s, 70s, 80s, R&B, and soul trivia.
Nice. Thanks, Steve. Awesome. So lots of fun coming up. Go ahead and be sure to sign up for the membership site, www. Oh, there it is. DrumTalkTVBrilliance.com, so you get all the notifications. You can join for free. There's an awesome premium level, which in fact, let's just show that real quickly. Hello? Is this thing on?
Rough day? Get away from the craziness and come take a fun break. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance membership site, an online virtual playground for all types of music fans. With your free club level membership, you get access to twice a month music themed game shows with a chance to win prizes. Access to the first 100 viral drumming and music videos. You won't believe your eyes and ears. A library of over 100 fun fact segments to hear artists say what they love to do outside of their music careers. A place for drummers to post videos playing to their favorite music where it won't get muted or pulled. Join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance free membership at buzz.drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
And that's just the free level. If you're a drummer and you're interested, if you join the premium level for the drumming challenges we have every month, you can send in as many videos as you want per challenge rather than just 2. And if you're a member of the premium level, you can join the fan Q&A sessions with, like Oliver said, not just drummers, but big artists, record executives, producers. We've had so many artists on, Rudy Sarzo. I can't even think of them all. Peter Erskine, I don't know, so many I don't remember. And they're all in the archives too, so you can still enjoy those. Okay, next round. I know, let's get on with it. So log out of ccg.buzz, not Zoom. Log out of ccg.buzz, and there's your new code for the new game, 32T1. The 3 is uppercase, the 2 is lowercase. Wait, what? 32T1. Log in, put your real name in, please. Trust me, I'll have some fun with the fake names later. And I'll give everybody a moment. And then we will go ahead and start round 2. And I'll give everybody the description on that while we're waiting. All right, round 2. Turn this down a little bit. All right, round 2. Below, we got 8 debut album trivia questions. Same format as before. These span rock, prog rock, funk, fusion, and metal, all record-breaking in clearly different ways. Sales, influence, singles, acclaim, reissues, or genre impact. So these are debut albums that had some sort of record-breaking of note. Okay, there we go. That song, just so you know, that's playing is called Ladybug. There we go. First question. Ready? Everyone ready? Okay, here we go. Which rock debut album is widely regarded as the best-selling debut album of all time? Is it Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses? Is it Van Halen? Van Halen. Led Zeppelin 4 by Led Zeppelin, or Back in Black, AC/DC? All right, Led Zeppelin 4 is kind of funny because obviously it's not a debut album because it says 4. All right. But what's interesting about this is that what I thought would be the answer to this is not even on here. I truly thought when I was building this, and probably for the last, I don't know, 60 years, thought it would be Led Zeppelin 1, and it's not even one of the choices. Let's see what we got. We got Appetite for Destruction as the majority, a little bit of everything else. It is Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. Good on them. Now, to be fair, the dollar racked up more when that album came out versus when Led Zeppelin 1 came out in 1969. So kind of on a skew there, right? All right, Chris. Welcome back, Chris. Chris is on top. Followed by Caitlin, Michael, Aisha, Elliot, Chin, Paul Castillo, Jinda Lee. By the way, I need to give a legal disclaimer, and that is that some of you know or will find out or will be told or will figure out that there are some hidden Drum Talk TV staff members playing. But don't worry, if they beat you in points, they're not allowed to win. But they're here to honestly have fun and also for development of these games to make them better, better, and better. And Aisha's our granddaughter, if I may. Aisha, hope you don't mind putting you on blast. And she's literally ready to pop with our second great-grandchild any day. Big hand for Aisha. Thank you, Aisha, for hanging in there and showing up. All right, next question, question 2. Which 76 album by a Boston-based band became one of the fastest-selling debut albums in U.S. history? Was it Foreigner with Foreigner, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac, Hotel California by the Eagles, You Can Never Leave, or Boston by Boston? In Boston, coincidentally. Things are not as always as obvious as they may appear. Okay, a little bit of everything for, but this time it is. It's Boston by Boston, in Boston, who recorded it in Boston, released in Boston by Bostonians. All right, just for fun, I'm going to watch the chat. Who's the first one that could chime in and tell me what guitar player of Boston Tom Scholz's big claim to fame was outside of the band Boston? Quick, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Bostonia. There you go. Boston, Mass. That's right, Chata. I thought Boston, says Elliot. I don't know, Renee. Let's see. MT Graduate, that was part of it. Invented the pet rock, even something bigger. Even something bigger. Bostonitis. I caught that once just on a layover. Engineer and inventor. Inventor of what? Quick. Quick, don't look it up. Don't look it up. What was it? 3, 2. Almost everyone had one. The Rockman, the Sony Walkman. Close. The Sony Walkman. The guitar player and primary composer of the band Boston, Tom Schultz, was an MIT graduate. They recorded it in his basement studio, and he invented the Walkman, which he licensed to Sony. I still have one. Amazing. So much fun what you learn from this stuff, right? Plus you can win cool stuff. There you go. All right, next question. Question 3. Here we go. That was the cooking version. The WALKMAN. The Walkman. Here we go. Which prog rock debut album cited as having one of the most acclaimed album covers in rock history? The answer, I thought, isn't on here either. What? And I just had a conversation about someone the other. I think it was Rooster, in fact, on the way to our gig in Tucson. All right. Which prog rock debut album was cited as having the most acclaimed album covers in rock history? Here's your guesses. Ooh, spreading the. So before I give the answer, I really thought it was going to be, and Dark Side of the Moon ranks up there certainly, but I thought it was going to be Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here, with the stuntman on fire. No trick photography, no post-production. He literally was lit on fire with something like, if any of you know what Sterno is, it's like a gel that you can light on fire when you go camping for a Sterno stove. He had it in his hair. He had it in his sleeve. He literally was lit on fire. And I've seen the series of pictures that were not used for the cover. And that gentleman, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He passed away just last year, in fact. So yeah, I thought it would be that, but it's In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson, Robert Fripp. Elliot's on top, followed by Chin, Steve, Michael, Renee, Lauren, Ruben, Mike, Lee, Paul. Oh, where's Steven's no longer holding down the water line? That's okay. Chris is. All right. Good going, folks. The last question of the first half of the second round of debut albums trivia. Following? Okay, here we go. This debut album launched Latin rock into the mainstream as top-selling fusion of rock, funk, and Afro-Latin. What was it? Electric Lady and Jimi Hendrix, Santana, Bitches Brew by Miles Davis, or Abraxas by Santana. Killer album cover, by the way, with Abraxas. Let's see what we got. No one for Abraxas. Awesome, colorful album cover. Totally represents the era, too. Santana. Hi, coincidentally, Santana. There you go. Elliot's still on top by about what? 69 points, something like that. Okay, there we go. My math brain is off. I'm busy doing this. Okay, give me a break. All right, let's do this. Did you know we have this drumming challenge going on for you drummers? Check it out.
Ring in the new year with the Ringo Starr Tribute Drumming Challenge. Competition open until January 1st, 2026, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Win up to $125 worth of prizes by playing along to tracks featuring Ringo on drums. The Beatles, his solo albums, collaborations, many options. Win a gift certificate to a favorite music store, a Drum Talk TV shirt that ships in the US, and a Drum Talk TV interview. All the info, rules, and judging criteria are on the site. Free members can submit up to 2 videos per challenge. Premium members can submit as many as they'd like. Go to drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
But wait, that's not all. I think what I'm going to show you next, Steve will correct me for sure if I'm wrong because he's got better memory. I think the next thing I'm going to show you is the only time that we've done a tribute to an album. The first was the anniversary. That's what I mean. This is the second time. That's what I meant. The first time was Physical Graffiti and that anniversary. This one is a legendary album cited as one of the absolute best produced live albums ever, let alone for its time in 1976. And here we go.
Frampton Comes Alive, the legendary live album, turns 50 this month. Celebrate with our drumming challenge competition open until January 1st, 2026, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Win up to $125 worth of prizes by playing along to tracks from the live album, which featured John Ciomos on drums. Win a gift certificate to a favorite music store, a Drum Talk TV shirt that ships in the US, and a Drum Talk TV interview. All the info, rules, and judging criteria are on the site. Free members can submit up to 2 videos per challenge. Premium members can submit as many as they'd like. Go to drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
There you go. Thank you, Steve. Here we go. Is this the right Steve? Okay, here we go. Question 5. Which debut album is widely credited with creating an entire genre and redefining heavy music? Black Sabbath, Deep Purple and Rock by Deep Purple, Paranoid by Black Sabbath, or Led Zeppelin 1 by Led Zeppelin? Key word here is heavy, as in heavy music. Some worthy guesses, but the real answer is Deep Purple. No, just kidding. It's Black Sabbath. That opened the door to what became known as heavy metal, which then spawned many other genres, subgenres, neo-genres, and other genres related, and proxy genres as well. All right, look at that leaderboard. Elliot on top. Wow. By 105 points, followed by Chin, Steve, Renee, a nice cluster of 200 and some things, followed by Ruben, first timer, Chris, Caitlin. Good job, everybody. Nice. Here we go. Question 6 of 8, round 2. Which album became one of the most influential rock debuts ever, helping reshape guitar-driven rock in the late 70s? Was it Van Halen, Aerosmith, 1984, Van Halen, or Blizzard of Oz, Ozzy Osbourne with Randy Rhoads on guitar? Oh, love that man's playing. Miss him. Heavy loss. There's your guesses. The answer is Van Halen by Van Halen. All right, Elliot jumping way out in front. Good going. 2 more to go. 2 more to go in round 2. Which funk rock album introduced a multicultural mixed gender band and broke barriers in sound image in the 60s? Was it Stand by Sly and the Family Stone, A Whole New Thing, Sly and the Family Stone, Maggot Brain by Funkadelic, or There's a Riot Going On by Sly and the Family Stone? Geez, Anja, your cousin is everywhere. See, I told you. A Whole New Thing, Sly and the Family Stone. We got to get Larry Graham on our show. I mean, after all, we're blood relatives. Well, one of us is. Okay, let's see what we got. Elliot, just look at this guy. He's just crushing it. Jeez, everyone else is doing really well, though. There's people I've seen play before that are doing better than they've done before, which is great. Here we go. Question 8. This metal debut album helped define the sound of the 90s heavy music, going on to reach multi-platinum sales. Around the Fur by the Deftones, Slipknot by Slipknot, Korn by Korn, spelled with a K. Follow the Leader by Korn, also spelled with a K. All right, Renee, if you get this wrong, you're fired. Renee happens to be a huge Korn fan. All right, there we go. And the answer is for the winner of round 2 of debut albums trivia. It is Torn by Korn. And there we go. Returning champion Elliot Goldberg wins the book, The Greatest Debut Albums by Pat Tobin. And I know we have your info, but Aisha's going to reach out anyways. We keep new, clean lists. So get your info. We'll get that out in about 3 months to you. Just kidding. Those of you watching, by the way, I didn't mention this. On YouTube and Facebook, go ahead and follow the breadcrumbs in the post and join us in the game. We'd love to have you. All right. Steve is going to give a list of drumming challenges for the next few months while I switch out the game to round 3. Let's do that real quick. And Steve, it's all yours.
All right, so here's what we have at the moment. For February, we're thinking Buddy Rich. That'll be one of the tribute challenges. And it'll also be the 50th anniversary of Genesis album, A Trick of the Tail. Just
Ooh,
quite a turning point because it was when the band, switched from Gabriel to Collins on vocals. Like it was a huge shift. And then March, we got Kiss Destroyer, that album's 50th anniversary, as well as Led Zeppelin's Presence having a 50th anniversary. So a couple big ones there. And then April, we have Rush's 2112, 50th anniversary of that, and a Jeff Porcaro tribute drumming challenge. In May, we have the 40th anniversary of Peter Gabriel's So album. That's
oh,
quite a classic there. And we're also going to do the Danny Carey tribute challenge. And for June, we have Ian Pace at the moment, and we might add something else at some point. So keep an eye out on our website, drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
there are so many. Thanks, Steve. There's so many things there that I'm excited to make videos to just encourage people. The Presence album, anything Ian Pace of Deep Purple related, Trick of the Tail, just some really great music there that is so in my wheelhouse. So by Peter Gabriel. Here's a question for you. On the album, so the song, don't look it up. I want to see who knows this, and I'll check the chat as well of other comments. There's a song called Red Rain. A drummer is playing the intro hi-hat part, who is not the drummer on the rest of the song. Who is that drummer? Does anyone know without looking it up? A drummer is playing just the, and you can hear them sniff even. And I got a gnat here. It's not Rick Marotta. That's a great guess because he did do work with Peter. Yeah, Ian's one of my biggest influences. Absolutely. In my top 4 for sure. It is Stuart Copeland, Renee. It's Stuart Copeland. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's go. How's everyone doing? Chime in the chat 1 to 5. How much fun are you having? And be honest, if this sucks and you're just hanging on to see if it gets better, let us know. Give us a 1. If you're having so much fun, you got goosebumps under your toenails, go ahead and put a 7 out of 5. All right, some nice numbers here. Ah, nice. Cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. Great. Oh, no, I didn't see that, Caitlin. Where is it? Or do you mind putting it in again? I'll watch the chat right now. Oh, that's cool. Rooster. Caitlin, thank you. Yeah, Caitlin, go ahead and put it in. I'm sorry that I missed that. I'll go and watch the chat. In the meantime, everybody make sure you log out of ccg.buzz. That resets the points for each round so that it's separate rather than accumulative, which is what we do at the end of the year for the championship, or January, that is, for the previous year. Log on to ccg.buzz, put in RBYD. She says, I know you guys are not big on Disney bands, but Jonas Brothers last year celebrated their 20 years. I saw something in the news about one of the Jonas Brothers, like in the last week or so. One of them got married, maybe, or arrested for murder. Same thing. I don't remember. I think it was more of a positive thing than a negative thing. Yeah, cool. Thanks for sharing that. That's totally cool. Yeah, I do too. I took Steve's older brother when Alex was 8 and some of his cousins to see. What's that? What's that?
They weren't around yet when Alex was a.
I know. I took him to see 98 Degrees and a couple other bands, which are sort of in the same realm, if you will. 98 Degrees, where you graduated high school at what was the Coors Amphitheater. And I can't remember the other bills. There was a very popular young lady at the time. That was 1,000 years ago, because Alex is 1,002 and I'm 3,000 years old. So there you go. Okay, here we go. Everybody ready for round 3, in which case we're going to do something a little different. And that is, no one's going to know who anyone else is except yourselves. So go ahead for a good laugh and we'll get the show on the road. Round 3's description is the band released a debut album. The lineup changed before the second album, and the making of the debut album with only the original lineup, kind of the same thing. So it's a band that went past one album, but only had the original lineup on the first album. Follow me, follow me, follow me. And we're going to cover a few different genres. Here we go. Question 1 of 8. Which band's debut album, Kill 'Em All, was the only release to feature their original bassist? Was it Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax, or Metallica? I love that Anthrax was in vogue as a band name before Anthrax was in vogue to mail to someone you didn't like. What? I didn't say that. I read it somewhere from a friend. He's a guitar player, lives on the res. Okay, in his dad's house. What? There we go. A little bit of everything. And the majority goes to Metallica. The answer is Metallica. Amazing Dingo that's interesting because the last game we did this, Amazing Dingleberry was on top, followed by the Duke, Digital Dash, Part-Time Skywalker, No Fear, Sparkplug, Speeder Rocket, Jesse Storm, Very Sasquatch, and question 2. Which band's debut album, Piper at the Gates of Dawn, was a 5-piece and then they became a 4-piece? Was it King Crimson, Genesis, Yes, or Pink Floyd? 5 seconds. This will be interesting. Let's see how many prog heads we have. Oh, quite a bit apparently, because the answer is Pink Floyd is the only album Syd Barrett was on, although I have a very vintage Pink Floyd album called Relics, and it has a collection of songs from that album and singles that features Syd Barrett with Pink Floyd. And the interesting thing is that before the first album was recorded, they were a 4-piece. It was Roger Waters on bass and vocals. It was Richard Wright, the late great Richard Wright, on keyboards and piano. It was and vocals. And he had my favorite Pink Floyd voice, by the way, even though it was used the least. Nick Mason on drums and Syd Barrett. Before they did the first album, they brought in David Gilmour as a 5th player. And the interesting thing about that is that David had been the one to teach Syd Barrett guitar and ended up replacing him because Syd, unfortunately, went off on a very deep, never to return acid trip. And he kind of had to be phased out. And then history was made. David Gilmour, one of the absolute greatest guitar players of any genre on the planet, and a really great guy. There's a hilarious picture of him and his daughter. Steve, what's his daughter's name again? What's their name?
I think Romani. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
I think you're right. Romani, right? So they're playing a guitar. She's just got this look on her face, and her left hand is just hanging down. And David's head is here with his reading glasses. He's reaching around her neck, making a chord. And the caption says, when your dad is the guitar player of Pink Floyd and you're just trying to play guitar, it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite memes. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Oh, question 3 of Ralph. Which grunge band's debut album, 10, was the album to feature drummer Dave Grusin? The only album. Was it Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, or Pearl Jam? 5 seconds left to go. 3 seconds. Choose your answer. Throw a dart if you don't know. Ooh, no one for Soundgarden. Okay. Wow. It's Pearl Jam. Ooh, Amazing Dingo. The Duke. Didn't change that much. A little bit of change here. That's okay. Next question 4. Which 4-piece prog band lost 2 members after their debut album, replacing only one and therefore becoming a 3-piece? That's a thinker. What? Do the math on that again. Slide some beads around on your abacus. Which 4-piece prog band lost 2 members after their debut album, replacing only one and therefore becoming a 3-piece? I'll give you a hint. You want to cheat? I'll give you a hint. They only replaced the drummer. not the guitar player? Was it Detective, UK, Atomic Rooster, or the Strawbs? Let's see if my hint helped. Maybe, possibly. It's UK. UK initially started with the great late John Wetton on bass and vocals, Bill Bruford on drums, Ellen Holdsworth on guitar, and Eddie Jobson handling electric violin and keyboards. Ellen Holdsworth and Bill Bruford left together. They replaced Bill with Terry Bozzio, remaining a three-piece, keeping, of course, Eddie and John, and still were an amazing band. They put out 3 albums, the third being a live album with the latter lineup, and it's a great album. Just absolutely one of the great, not missed opportunities, but they put out some amazing music for just 2 studio albums with 2 different lineups and then a live album. And it was sort of the prototype for what became John Wetton's dream, which became Asia, which was blending prog and pop. And Asia, of course, was John recruiting Steve Howe from Yes, Jeff Downes from Yes, and a guy named Carl Palmer from some Flash in the Pan band called Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Amazing, amazing band. Absolutely amazing. Okay, here we go. Jazzy Storm on top, followed by the Duke, Amazing Diego, Digital Dash, No Fish, Sparkplug, Woo with Sparkplug. Oh, we got a couple of spark plugs happening. Extra Shazam and Sea Level Wonka. Wonder if that's Enja, because her favorite movie is the original, not the screwed up one, the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Next, we have which prog metal band's debut album was the only album to feature vocalist Charlie Da Vinci? Was it Queensryche, Tool, Dream Theater, or Fate's Warning? Excuse me. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dream Theater. Can you imagine? I don't know what happened to him. And maybe he went on to do something big and I'm just unaware, but just for a moment, imagine you finally get that big break. You've been slugging it out for years with your band. They get signed. They put out a great record and then you're out of the band and they go on to reach superstardom. What do you do after that? Work at Dunder Mifflin selling paper? Like, what do you do? All right, there you go. Ask Michael Scott. He's got all the answers. Just real quick, if you do join the premium level of Drum Talk TV, brilliance.com, there it is right there, you can take advantage of our ambassador program, which looks kind of like this. Hey everybody, Dan here from Drum Talk TV and Drum Talk TV Brilliance. Hey, how would you like to make bank by being a premium member of Drum Talk TV Brilliance? It's easy. Like, you're a music fan, right? That's why you joined. How many other music fans do you know, right? So what if they got a discount for joining if you referred them and you got $10 for each one you refer? I mean, you'd pretty much have to be a doofus like this to miss out on something like that, right? Because being fellow music fans, we all know fellow music fans. So go ahead, invite your friends with your own code. We'll tell you how in a minute, but that way you can enjoy things like our live stream concerts, our fan Q&As with big artists, producers, and record executives, our twice a month game shows, and other fun things in Drum Talk TV Brilliance with your friends while giving them a discounted invitation, and you make bank. So there you go. So follow the link in this post. If you're not already a premium member, become a premium member. And if you are a premium member, you'll get an email real soon to show how to get your own invite code where you can tell 2 friends and they'll tell 2 friends. Tell 20 friends. That's $200. Wait, what? You'd have to be like this to miss out on that. You're not like that, are you? Invite your friends. Let's have some fun together. Healthy escapism away from the nonsense and the drama and the craziness online on social. That's right. And we'll be sending out that info on our next email blast. Steve will handle that. And yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, here we go with question 6 of 8. And then the 3 winners face off, unless one of the previous winners wins this round, then the 2 of them face off. And we invite you all to hang out, cheer them on, and see who wins. Here we go. Question 6 is, Which band's debut album only released to feature the band's original guitarist, Peter Banks? Was it Yes, Badger, Genesis, or Camel? The Proggies will know the answer to this. So will the Yes Heads, because it's Yes. Peter Banks was only on the very first Yes album. And the ironic thing about that, after a 57, 8-year history, he's the one that came up with the name of the band. How ironic is that? That's crazy. All right. No Fear Sparkplug jumps way up on top. Wow, way up on top. Look at that. 127 points. Is that right? 200? Anyhow, I can't do math right now. Amazing Dingo, The Duke, Jazzy Storm, Digital Dash, some really good stuff here. Okay. Oh, he was also on Time and a Word. Interesting. I thought that was suspicious. Which alternative rock band's debut album was the only album to feature drummer Chad Channing? Was it Madonna, Nirvana, Pixies, or Soundgarden? Oh, see some guessing. I spy with my eyes some guessing. And the correct answer, Nirvana. The name of a great Robert Plant album as well. No Fear Sparkplug way up on top again. Wow. Next question. Last question of round 3. Which rock band lost a drummer but then gained a drummer and lyricist after their debut album? Was it Nine Inch Nails, Triumph, Rush, or Queens of the Stone Age? Oh, I'm a little surprised. A little bit of everything. The majority going to Rush, because when Neil Peart joined on the second album, Fly By Night, replacing John Rutsey, he also not only became an amazing drummer and trailblazer for their new direction of music, but also their lyricist. I think Geddy wrote lyrics for maybe a couple songs on that album, maybe one more song after that, maybe 2. And after that, it was all Neil Peart. There you go. Oh, which means the winner is No Fear Sparkplug, which is Chin. All right. Returning champion Chin. Okay. So here's how this is going to go. We're going to have just the 3 winners log on. So please, everybody else log out of ccg.buzz, but I encourage you to watch, hang out, share them on. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see, I'll play a commercial if I could find another one. Let's go with this one here. It's not that long, but just give me a moment to change out the game. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and chime in and tell us how you ranked. Oh, he was the son of Carol Channing. I always wondered that. Go ahead and chime in with how you felt you did on that. And I'm going to go ahead and 1 to 5, 5 being killed it, just how I thought I would, even if you didn't win. I'll change out the game. And we're going to update. We're going to reset the game. Now, this code is just for the winners, please. There should only be 3 people logged on. I'm going to grab the winners round, and I'll tell you what that's all about. Hang out so you can all have fun and learn and cheer them on. There's that. Excuse me. All right. 3 only, please. Oh, Chin, you are going to give Aisha, she's going to reach out to you. And you'll also get the book, The Greatest Debut Albums book by Pat Tobin. A secret selection from her personal library, Anja Oni, Shinder, Mannheim, Goldstein. And so Aisha will get your info. We'll get that out to you. Thank you very much. And the winner of this round gets to spin the winner's prize wheel. We'll make that bigger. Losing my voice, my wife will be thrilled. Actually, everyone on the Drum Talk TV team will probably be thrilled. All right, winners round. This is deep cut bar arguing material. It's save worthy trivia. Okay. We got 10 hardcore fan level questions. Oh, actually, we're only doing 6 of those. I picked out the 6 juiciest ones that blend all 3 themes: debut albums, lineup uniqueness or element change, record breaking historic or statistical significance, and includes sales numbers, chart facts, certifications, firsts, or genre defining metrics. Are just the 3 logged in, I hope? Yeah, raise your hand if you're one of the 3 logged in. Oh, not everyone has their camera. Okay, we'll know when I start the game. And if I see more than 3 logged in, I'm going to lose my shizzle. So please, we'll leave the 3 winners, please. Or it jacks everything up. We got to start over. All right, let's do it. Excuse me. Here we go. Question 1 of 6 for the winners round. Bear with me here. Might as well do this. There we go. Yes, thanks. Okay, here we go. First question. Their debut album spent 80 plus weeks on the UK charts, then had a lineup change and was reissued 30 plus times. That's crazy. Here's your choices: Tarkus by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Fragile by Yes, In the Court of Crimson King by King Crimson, or Foxtrot by Genesis. Great albums. Amazing albums. It says player count 0. Is no one logged in? Are the 3 winners not logged in? What happened here? Steve, can you message the 3 winners, please? And then it narrows it down to 5 questions left. Or I could start that over. We'll go with the 5 questions. So make sure you logged in the 3, just the 3 with ZRH5. Because it shows me how many people are logged in. What's that? Oh, I think Steve's right. Okay, there's your guesses. Yep, there's 3 in. Okay, thank you, Steven Schinder. Thank you. There you go. Those are the 2 that people picked. 2 for In the Court, 1 for Foxtrot. Who's winning? And remember, the quicker you get the right answer, the more points you get. The leaderboard shows Steve's on top, followed by Chin and Elliot. All good. We got 5 more questions to go. Question 2. They had new level of playing when their original drummer was replaced following their debut album. Was it Cream, Backstreet Boys, Rush, or Triumph? What? You never know. Everyone voted for Rush. You are all losers. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. All right. Chin's on the board, followed by, Elliot's on the board, followed by Chin by almost twice as much. Little bit more, only 10 points. But Steve, anything can happen here. Question 3 of 6. We're going to be halfway through after this question. If you're measuring, keeping track, counting. Here we go. Which debut album by Genesis featured a lineup that would never record together again? Trespass, From Genesis to Revelation, Nursery Crime, or Foxtrot? Old stuff is so good. Not all of those feature Phil. He was their 4th drummer, believe it or not. Here's your guesses. You each threw a different dart at a different board in a different pub, holding a different drink in your hand. The answer's From Genesis to Revelation, their first album. All right. Chin's on top. Which debut album became the only studio album released by Black Flag's original vocalist Keith Morris? Damn Aged, Nuclear War, Damaged, or My War? And by the way, after Keith left as the vocalist, he returned a few years later to be their drummer for many, many years. How about that? See, it pays to keep up good relationships with people. Oh, it's split between Damaged and Nuclear War. I think someone didn't guess because there should be. Yeah, interesting. Chin's on top with Damaged. 2 more questions. Which debut album by Parliament introduced George Clinton's P-Funk concept before multiple offshoots? Funk versus the Syndrome, Mother's Connection, Osmium, or Maggot Brain? Your internet might have skipped while I was announcing that. Okay, there we go. We got 2 for Mothership Connection, 1 for Osmium. The answer is, Osmium. Ooh. All right. 1 more question. You all have a chance. Here we go. Which debut album spawned 5 charting singles, helps redefine new metal, and is the only release of the band's original guitarist lineup? Is it Around the Fur by the Deftones, Aquarius by Haken, Slipknot by Slipknot, or Korn by Korn? Yeah. And it is Korn. And the winner takes all is... Oh, there it is. It's right there. Okay, Chin, you win. I'll pull up the prize wheel. All right. Losing my voice big time. Chin, you can turn your mic on. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. By the way, I hope everyone had great holidays. Happy New Year. We've got some wonderful stuff planned. Steve gave you a lot of insight to some of that. And I got one more thing to show you before Chin spins the wheel. We are having a... Dun, 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 dun. Here comes a talent search. We are holding a talent search through probably the middle of April. We're going to narrow it down to 4 new VJs, and we're going to call them something else. 4 new VJs for Drum Talk TV to help co-host things like this, original series, do interviews, cover events. So if you're interested and you're not already on our email list, get on the email list so you can learn how to participate in this, not only if you're going to submit audition videos, but also if you just want to vote and help us pick who we should select. So there you go. Sign up. It's going to be fun. There you go. All right, Chin, go ahead and say the word and I'll spin and we'll see what you get.
Spin.
There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, he gets 3 months of premium. Are you a premium member already? Steve might know off the top of his head, but are you?
No.
Okay, well, you get 3 months premium.
Dang.
Yeah, Aisha will get your... Actually, Steve will take care of that. He can find your email, I believe, right, Steve? Okay, and he'll send you a special code for that. We'd love for you to participate. Drummer or not, everybody is welcome, even civilians, as we call them. And I want to thank everybody so much for coming on board. Those of you watching online, next time, join us in the game. The next game show is, as Steve mentioned earlier, as he reaches over to see, it is the 3rd of February, right around the corner. And Steve, please remind everybody the theme for that one is... Sorry, caught you off guard there.
B.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Beast.
There, I stopped the music. I'm sorry.
Beast.
It's not coming through. He's texting me. I'm only getting the first syllable. I can't hear you. Oh, B-sides. I'm sorry. B-sides, B-sides, B-sides. Second month, B-sides. Get it? Like Steve said earlier, that's right. B-sides. That's going to be some deep cuts. So study up on your B-side singles or your singles opposite sides. And thank you everybody so much for joining. And I'm going to ask Aisha, Steve, and Anja to stay on with me. Everybody else, It's right there, drumtalktvbrilliance.com. Go check it out. Lots of fun stuff there. We got the schedule. We're booking a lot of new artists as well for the fan Q&A sessions. I talked to Trevor Rabin recently, and he's going to pick a date. Bunch of other, the 28th, we have Ricky Rocket, the drummer for Poison, because I saw that Bret Michaels is demanding 6 times the pay of the other Poison members for their 40th anniversary. I laughed and I texted Ricky right away, and he said, yeah, I'll come on and talk about that. I said, yeah, I think Bret should give everybody $1,000 for every pound he gained since he was 35 years old. There you go. Okay. All right. Happy birthday, Poison. So join us, and thank you everybody so much. We appreciate you following what we do and participating in the fun. Thanks for all the nice comments as well. And we'll see you all soon. Thanks, everybody.